That the talk of the tournament was, is Warlock or Priest going to be banned? Nope, Mage. So FrOzen now has to sit back on this Warlock and Priest. As you mentioned, Sol, a lot of favorable matchups with this lineup.
Yeah, and the Mage in particular is just incredibly favored against Jason's all board-focused, aggressive decks. It has to go down, and that's the privilege that you earn by coming up with this Mage deck and putting it in your lineup, is that you then get to play the dream team of Warlock and Priest. JasonZhou, though, you have Keleseth, you have Patches. Sometimes it rains, sometimes it's a nice sunny day. You just have to take everything as it comes in this game.
Really do feel like we've seen Patches quite a lot in the hand at this tournament. Is JasonZhou going to be able to move forward, though? As you said, the Keleseth does kind of counteract it, but it does also remove the turn 3 power play you have with the Keleseth then into a pirate to pull the Patches. That's the swing you were looking for earlier.
Yeah, if anything, it's an even worse feeling when you have the Keleseth, because part of the power of Keleseth is having Patches still in your deck to get buffed and pulled out. You know, I talked earlier that I think one mistake a lot of mid-level players make with this deck is shadow stepping Keleseth in the late game when they've already used their Patches, because that immediacy of the Patches is one of the big points that makes Keleseth so strong.
And FrOzen on the Q block, also having the one-off Galactic Crawler in his deck in his hand. So even if a pirate does come out, he has a direct answer. And speaking of pirates, there's another deck hand available. And then FrOzen's about to get the happy knowledge that yes, there is no Patches. So that's got to be feeling good to kick off this series for FrOzen.
Yeah, and we've seen Tempo Rogue players say in aggro druid matchups where they play double Galactic Crawler, deliberately not playing pirates, just dropping a 3/3 in that situation, for example, with the SI7 agent. When you're playing against FrOzen's list, only has that one Galacta, you are perfectly entitled to disrespect that Galactic Crawler, especially when no cards are kept, which Jason would have kept track of. Lowers the chance of this punish exactly happening to you so much. The odds are in your favor. Jason will be hugely disappointed that FrOzen has found that Galacta so early.
Yeah, even following up with the one of the other one-offs in his deck is one Galacta, one Doomsayer in the 2 slot that are outside the normal range of Warlock, and this is just a security factor here.
I actually love this play so much. A lot of players would have looked at this board state and said, oh, I just made a totem go. Like, I'm in charge of this board now. I just sit and make him deal with it. But then suddenly, Backstab SI comes out, some play with another South Sea deckhand comes out, and you've lost the board again. So now, you're trying to play the Doomsayer and say, hey, I'm happy if this board blows up, because then, free turn, Skull of the Minari, on 5, sets up your entire game plan going forward.
Exactly, it's the setup for the legendary weapon for FrOzen, and also with a Doomguard in hand. At minimum, he gets a Doomguard. He might draw a Void Lord this turn, still guaranteeing some kind of active effect. The Doomguard might actually work out being better because you are against the one turn that JasonZhou can put forward in terms of aggression right now. Doomguard plants that very, very quickly.
FrOzen already looking so much more comfortable against, as he said in that little intro package, just the same old lineup. That's what I was expected. Yeah. I think by his own admission, against Sintalo in some of those weird matchups, there were times where he didn't know whether to wind his butt or scratch his watch. Like, he had no clue what he was doing, essentially. But now he's just back against the decks he's practiced against, and it's showing. His plays are super solid. You just got that.
It took me a minute to catch up to that phrase then. I was like, wait, what did you just say? We won't repeat it, though.
Okay. I just saw the moment of recognition wave over your face. Yeah, he just got that.
I did stop listening to you for a second while I worked it out.
Yeah.
Defile doesn't really look very clean here. There is a trade into the Corridor Creeper and then a Defile with a 1, 2, 3 health on the board after that. So again, FrOzen could just say, oh, well, actually, I'm okay just clearing the board once more. The only problem FrOzen has here is there's a lot of removal, and he has the Dark Pack for healing, but there's no follow-up, there's no next step here for FrOzen.
Might just be a heal turn with the mana that he has available. He's going to need to heal at some point. If he starts drawing in to his more explosive plays, he's going to need mana available, for example, on turn 9, just perhaps to just drop out Void Lords if he draws multiple in hand. Does have Skull and Minari equipped to pull out one at a time. But yeah, I like allocating this mana usage now to just healing, even though he's unlikely to die on the very next turn. He just needs to get it done at some point over the coming turn.
Yeah, the draw into the Mistress was huge there because a lot of the time you are forced in awkward spots as the Warlock where you have to like trade with the Doomguard then Dark Pact it because you don't have anything else to target. But the Mistress just makes everything a little bit nicer here as FrOzen goes all the way back up to 25. JasonZhou does have Leroy Shadow Step, nice backstab SI, so he has the tools that can work together to create some very high damage out of turn. But is he going to be secure enough to even get there? Can he even pressure FrOzen enough to get in within some kind of Leroy Shadow Step range? Hope for no Void Lord in the meantime. He knows the weapon to play.
It's a good question. Warlocks are so resilient now. The reason why we haven't seen control or combo Warlock strategies really dominating since Reno rotated is just they lacked healing. Sludge Belcher wasn't available, Antique Healbot wasn't available since those cards disappeared. The stability was not there to support Life Tap, Hellfire, these powerful abilities that you pay at the cost of your own health. Now suddenly, Dark Pact, Spellstone, Blood Reaver Gul'dan, insane amounts of life gain available for Warlocks.
Yeah, insane amounts of Audrey population as well from JasonZhou, utilizing him, holding on to that coin. Now he can get some use out of the patches with the charge from the Bowman and put FrOzen on 11 again. FrOzen is under a lot of pressure. Kobold Librarian into exactly a Spellstone would be really, really nice for FrOzen here.
He has the clear available already, right, I believe. Spell Power Defile would do 2, 2, and then 1, killing the patches, and then the patches would die with prop for 1 more, killing the Bowman.
The value of Zealot over many other minions of Thalnos, for example, you never get the double spell damage Defile hit off.
Oh no, that actually wouldn't work. Well, it does with the Librarian now because you need the first kill. You need something to die off the first Defile prop. The Divine Shield wouldn't be able to prop.
Defile's not easy, guys.
I make that mistake a lot. It's such an easy thing to forget because you earmark Zealot Defile as a combo. You just assume that it works as intended every single time.
It's actually the benefit of Thalnos. Right. That you can actually always get the first pick off.
Trust me.
There'll be another Mistress Dark Pact. But now FrOzen's healing capabilities are greatly reduced for the rest of the game outside of drawing Gul'dan. JasonZhou might be able to piece together a good amount of damage here. Bowman can just go face for 6. Start cracking away now. He's seeing the 2 Dark Pacts. Leroy Shadow Step Leroy is now unlocked.
So many
Having the mana
options.
available, but I think Jason has to start off with the Swashbuckler here just to see what he can get.
It's 13, 19, is he 1 off? When he Shadow Steps it back, it's only doing 6 more.
Yeah. Gonna put him to 1 and say, do you have a taunt or a heal? To be completely honest, he's just seen both Dark Pacts.
That's not healing for FrOzen.
Can't tap either by putting him to 1.
Right?
Is there any way he can get out? He's not even scratched JasonZhou yet, so it's not as if he can, for example, Prince Tal'Darim, the Leroy for some extra damage this turn. He has Doomguard, so he could play that as well, get even more damage, but is it enough? The Defiles, doesn't matter if the board's clear, if your opponent can just poke you in the face with a dagger.
It's a great looking play from JasonZhou, recognizes the situation, recognizes the amount of healing that had already been used. Too early for Gul'dan to stabilize. Only the Spellstones would be able to heal FrOzen up in this position, and I think Jason recognized that the board state was slipping away for him and just needed to make the play. It's a great catch.
It really is. After seeing the two Dark Pacts are so huge. They are your 2 tools trying to make some big combos happen. Or to stave off some hell. Tapped, he saw the next card was the Void Lord, but it's not enough.